Welcome to Loops and Loops, your guide to the fascinating world of encryption. Encryption plays a vital role in securing our digital communications, protecting sensitive data, and safeguarding privacy in an increasingly connected world. Join us as we embark on an enlightening journey through the realm of encryption, unraveling its principles, exploring its techniques, and understanding its critical importance in modern cybersecurity. Whether you're a cybersecurity professional, a privacy-conscious individual, or simply intrigued by the intricacies of cryptographic algorithms, you're in for an enlightening experience. So tighten your loops, prepare to decode the secrets of encryption. And let's dive into the captivating world of secure communication together. Encryption is a process of encoding information in a way that only authorized parties can access it, ensuring data confidentiality and integrity. In today's digital world, where data breaches and cyber threats are prevalent, encryption plays a crucial role in safeguarding sensitive information from unauthorized access and interception. During transmission over the internet, encryption protects sensitive data by scrambling it into ciphertext using complex algorithms. This ciphertext can only be decrypted back into readable plaintext by authorized parties possessing the corresponding decryption keys. The key components of an encryption system include cryptographic algorithms, encryption keys, and secure protocols. Cryptographic algorithms determine the mathematical operations used to encrypt and decrypt data, while encryption keys are unique codes that govern the encryption and decryption process. Symmetric encryption uses a single key for both encryption and decryption, making it faster but requiring secure key distribution. Asymmetric encryption, on the other hand, uses a pair of keys, a public key for encryption and a private key for decryption, enhancing security but with slower performance. Cryptographic algorithms provide the mathematical foundation. For encryption, dictating how plaintext is transformed into ciphertext and vice versa. These algorithms ensure that encrypted data remains secure and resistant to decryption without the proper keys. Ciphertext refers to the encrypted form of data, or text that has been transformed from its original plaintext form using an encryption algorithm and a cryptographic key. Encryption involves the process of converting plaintext into ciphertext to secure it from unauthorized access or interception. Ciphertext appears as a random and unintelligible sequence of characters or bits, making it unreadable without the appropriate decryption key or algorithm to reverse the encryption process and convert it back into plaintext. This process is fundamental in ensuring the confidentiality and security of sensitive information during transmission or storage. Encryption keys are essential for ensuring the security of encrypted data. They are generated using complex algorithms and must be securely stored and managed to prevent unauthorized access to sensitive information. Common encryption protocols provide standardized methods for securing communication channels over the internet. These protocols establish secure connections between parties and facilitate the exchange of encrypted data. End-to-end encryption ensures that only the sender and intended recipient can access the contents of a message. This means that even service providers cannot access the plaintext of encrypted messages, enhancing privacy and security. While encryption offers numerous benefits, including data confidentiality and protection against unauthorized access, it also has some drawbacks. Encryption can introduce complexity, overhead, and performance implications, especially in large-scale systems. Encryption plays a crucial role in complying with data privacy regulations and security standards, such as General Data Protection Regulation and Health Insurance Portability, and Accountability Act, which mandate the protection of sensitive information through encryption. Implementing encryption in large-scale systems poses challenges such as key management, performance optimization, and compatibility with existing infrastructure. These challenges require careful planning and implementation to ensure effective encryption practices. Advancements in quantum computing pose a potential threat to traditional encryption methods, as quantum computers could potentially break commonly used encryption algorithms. As a result, researchers are exploring post-quantum encryption algorithms resistant to quantum attacks. Encryption best practices for individuals and organizations include using strong encryption algorithms, implementing secure key management practices, regularly updating encryption protocols, and staying informed about emerging threats and vulnerabilities. Encryption helps prevent unauthorized access to sensitive data stored on devices by encrypting data at rest, meaning data stored on storage devices, and encryption in transit, which secures data during transmission over networks. Both types of encryption are essential for comprehensive data protection. Encrypted communication channels protect against eavesdropping and man-in-the-middle attacks by scrambling data transmitted over networks in a way that only authorized parties can decrypt it. This ensures that even if intercepted, the data remains unintelligible to unauthorized individuals, safeguarding sensitive information from interception or tampering. Encryption backdoors refer to intentional vulnerabilities inserted into encryption systems, allowing authorized parties to bypass encryption and access encrypted data. However, these backdoors can pose significant risks as they can potentially be exploited by malicious actors, undermining the security and trustworthiness of encryption systems. Encryption plays a crucial role in securing cloud-based services and data storage by encrypting data both during transmission over networks and while at rest in storage. This ensures that even if unauthorized individuals gain access to cloud servers or storage systems, the encrypted data remains protected and inaccessible without the proper decryption keys. Encryption techniques vary across different industries, and use cases based on factors such as security requirements, regulatory compliance, and operational needs. For example, industries dealing with highly sensitive information, such as healthcare and finance, may employ stronger encryption methods compared to less regulated sectors. Examples of encryption being used in everyday technology products include encrypted messaging apps, secure email services, encrypted storage devices, and encrypted file transfer protocols. These products leverage encryption to protect user privacy and ensure the confidentiality of sensitive information. Encryption algorithms ensure the confidentiality of data stored on disk drives by encrypting the data using encryption keys. Even if an unauthorized individual gains physical access to the disk drive, the encrypted data remains protected and unreadable without the appropriate decryption keys. The evolution of encryption standards over time has seen the development of increasingly sophisticated encryption algorithms and protocols to address emerging security threats and vulnerabilities. This includes the transition from older encryption standards to more secure and efficient algorithms capable of withstanding modern cyber threats. Securely managing encryption keys is essential for maintaining the security of encrypted data. Challenges associated with key management include generating strong keys, securely distributing and storing keys, and implementing key rotation and revocation processes to mitigate the risk of key compromise. Encryption contributes to the security of online banking and financial transactions by encrypting sensitive data such as account numbers, passwords, and transaction details during transmission over the internet. This prevents unauthorized interception or tampering of financial information, protecting users from fraud and identity theft. Encryption plays a crucial role in protecting intellectual property and trade secrets by encrypting sensitive documents, files, and communications. This ensures that confidential information remains secure and inaccessible to unauthorized individuals, preserving the competitive advantage of organizations. Encryption techniques have been used for centuries, with some of the earliest known methods dating back to ancient civilizations such as the Egyptians, Greeks, and Romans. These ancient encryption methods typically involved simple substitution ciphers or transposition ciphers to conceal messages from unauthorized readers. The Caesar cipher is one of the earliest known encryption techniques, attributed to Julius Caesar. It is a substitution cipher where each letter in the plaintext is shifted a certain number of places down or up the alphabet. For example, with a shift of 3, A would become D, B would become E, and so on. This method enabled Caesar to communicate confidential military messages securely. While simple, the Caesar cipher was effective at concealing messages from unauthorized individuals, particularly those who were unaware of the specific shift used. However, the modern era of encryption, as we understand it today, began to emerge in the late 20th century with the development of more sophisticated cryptographic algorithms and techniques. The widespread use of encryption in digital communication and computing became more prevalent with the advent of computers and the internet. In the past few decades, encryption has become increasingly essential for securing sensitive data, protecting privacy, and ensuring secure communication over network. Today, encryption is an integral part of various technologies and applications, including secure web browsing, online banking, secure messaging apps, and many other areas where confidentiality and security are paramount. Mobile devices utilize encryption to safeguard user data and communications by encrypting data stored on the device, as well as data transmitted over cellular networks or Wi-Fi connections. This protects sensitive information such as personal data, passwords, and financial transactions from unauthorized access or interception. Zero-knowledge encryption is a form of encryption, where service providers do not possess or have access to the decryption keys, ensuring that only users can decrypt their data. This provides maximum privacy and security, as even service providers cannot access or disclose user data. Encryption helps mitigate the risks of data breaches and cyber attacks by ensuring that even if attackers gain unauthorized access to encrypted data, they cannot decipher or exploit it without the proper decryption keys. This limits the impact of data breaches and helps protect sensitive information from unauthorized disclosure or misuse. When selecting encryption algorithms, organizations should consider factors such as the algorithm's strength, performance, compatibility with existing systems, regulatory compliance, and the specific security requirements of their use case. Choosing the right encryption algorithm ensures the confidentiality, integrity, and availability of sensitive information. Encryption can impact the performance and speed of data transmission, as encrypting and decrypting data requires computational resources and introduces overhead. However, advancements in encryption algorithms and hardware acceleration techniques have minimized the performance impact, allowing for efficient and secure data transmission, even with encryption enabled. Discussing the trade-off between security and usability. In encryption implementations involves balancing the need for robust protection of data with the practicality of using encryption solutions. While strong encryption algorithms provide high levels of security, they may also introduce complexity and inconvenience for users. Finding the right balance involves considering factors such as the strength of encryption, ease of use, user experience, and the specific security requirements of the system or application. Encryption technologies support secure remote access and virtual private networks by encrypting data transmitted over public networks, such as the internet. This ensures that sensitive information remains protected from interception or tampering. Even when accessed remotely from untrusted locations, VPNs use encryption to create secure tunnels between devices, allowing users to access private networks securely from remote locations. Emerging trends in encryption technology include advancements in quantum-resistant encryption algorithms, the adoption of post-quantum cryptography, the development of encryption solutions for decentralized technologies such as blockchain, and the integration of encryption into emerging technologies like edge computing and 5G networks. These trends aim to address evolving security threats and privacy concerns in an increasingly interconnected and digital world. Encryption solutions address data sovereignty and compliance requirements by ensuring that data remains protected and confidential regardless of its location or jurisdiction. This is particularly important for organizations operating in multiple countries or regions with different data protection laws and regulations. Encryption helps organizations comply with data protection regulations, such as the General Data Protection Regulation in Europe or Health Insurance Portability and Accountability Act in the United States, by safeguarding sensitive data from unauthorized access or disclosure. Homomorphic encryption is a form of encryption that allows computations to be performed on encrypted data without decrypting it first. This enables data to remain encrypted throughout processing, preserving privacy and confidentiality, while still allowing for meaningful operations to be performed on the data. Potential applications of homomorphic encryption include secure data outsourcing, privacy-preserving data analysis, and confidential cloud computing. Encryption protects sensitive information in healthcare systems and electronic medical records by encrypting patient data both during transmission and while at rest. This ensures that medical records remain confidential and secure, preventing unauthorized access or disclosure of sensitive patient information. Encryption is essential for compliance with healthcare regulations such as Health Insurance Portability and Accountability Act, which require the protection of patient privacy and security. Encryption plays a crucial role in securing Internet of Things devices and networks by encrypting data transmitted between IoT devices and cloud servers or other endpoints. This prevents unauthorized interception or tampering of IoT data, protecting sensitive information and ensuring the integrity and confidentiality of IoT communications. Encryption is essential for securing IoT devices against cyber threats and safeguarding user privacy in IoT applications. Governments and regulatory bodies influence encryption policies and standards through legislation, regulations, and industry standards. They may establish encryption requirements for specific industries or sectors, set standards for encryption algorithms and protocols, and enforce compliance with data protection laws and regulations. Government policies and regulations can impact encryption practices and technologies used by organizations and individuals, shaping the landscape of cybersecurity and privacy protection. Encryption has both positive and negative impacts on law enforcement and national security efforts. While encryption helps protect sensitive information and safeguard privacy, it can also pose challenges for law enforcement agencies and intelligence organizations seeking to access encrypted data for criminal investigations or national security purposes. Balancing the need for strong encryption with legitimate law enforcement and national security interests is a complex and ongoing debate. Encryption helps protect user privacy in social media platforms and online services by encrypting user communications, data transmissions, and stored information. This ensures that user data remains confidential and secure, preventing unauthorized access or surveillance by third parties, including service providers, advertisers, and government agencies. Encryption is essential for maintaining user trust and confidence in online platforms and services. Common misconceptions about encryption include the belief that encryption provides absolute security and invulnerability to cyber threats, that encryption is only necessary for highly sensitive information, and that encryption is too complex or costly to implement. In reality, while encryption is a critical security measure, it is not foolproof and must be implemented correctly to be effective. Additionally, encryption is essential for protecting all types of sensitive data, not just highly classified information, and there are many user-friendly encryption solutions available for various applications and use cases. Ransomware attacks exploit vulnerabilities in encryption practices by encrypting victims' data and demanding ransom payments for decryption keys. These attacks highlight the importance of implementing strong encryption practices, maintaining up-to-date security measures, and regularly backing up data to mitigate the impact of ransomware attacks. Effective encryption strategies can help prevent data loss and minimize the success of ransomware attacks by protecting sensitive information from unauthorized access or encryption. Data masking involves hiding or obscuring sensitive data within a dataset to protect privacy and confidentiality, while encryption involves encoding data using cryptographic algorithms to prevent unauthorized access or disclosure. While both techniques help protect sensitive information, data masking typically involves replacing sensitive data with fictitious or obfuscated values, while encryption ensures that data remains protected even if accessed by unauthorized parties. Encryption technologies support secure multi-party computation and collaborative environments by enabling secure data sharing and collaboration among multiple parties while preserving privacy and confidentiality. Encrypted communication channels, secure key management systems, and privacy-preserving encryption techniques allow organizations to securely collaborate on sensitive projects, share confidential information, and perform joint computations without exposing sensitive data to unauthorized access or disclosure. Encryption strategies for securing data backups and archives involve encrypting backup data, both during transmission and while at rest to protect it from unauthorized access or disclosure. This ensures that even if backup media are lost or stolen, the encrypted data remains protected and confidential. Implementing strong encryption algorithms, secure key management practices, and access controls help safeguard backup data and prevent unauthorized access or tampering. By encrypting data with strong encryption algorithms, cloud-based collaboration tools help safeguard sensitive documents, communications, and other information from cyber threats and unauthorized access. Encryption plays a crucial role in securing data transmission in industrial control systems and critical infrastructure by encrypting communication channels between control devices, sensors, and central control systems. This prevents malicious actors from intercepting or tampering with critical data transmitted across industrial networks, protecting against cyber attacks that could disrupt operations or compromise safety systems. Encryption helps ensure the integrity, confidentiality, and availability of data in industrial control systems environments, safeguarding critical infrastructure from cyber threats and unauthorized access. The importance of encryption in securing electronic voting systems lies in protecting the integrity and confidentiality of voting data, preventing tampering, manipulation, or unauthorized access to election results and voter information. Encryption ensures that voting data remains confidential and secure both during transmission over public networks and while stored on election servers or databases. By encrypting voting data with robust encryption algorithms, electronic voting systems help maintain the integrity and trustworthiness of democratic processes and electoral outcomes. Encryption solutions address the challenges of securing data in motion across public networks by encrypting data transmissions with strong encryption algorithms and protocols. This protects sensitive information from interception or tampering by unauthorized parties, while in transit, ensuring the confidentiality and integrity of data exchanged over public networks. Encryption solutions such as virtual private networks, secure sockets layer encryption, and transport layer security encryption help mitigate the risks associated with transmitting sensitive data over public networks, such as the internet. When implementing encryption in a hybrid cloud environment, organizations should consider factors such as data residency requirements, regulatory compliance, interoperability with existing systems, and key management practices. It's essential to choose encryption solutions that are compatible with both on-premises and cloud-based infrastructure, ensuring consistent protection of data across hybrid environments. Organizations should also implement robust key management practices to securely generate, store, and distribute encryption keys across hybrid cloud environments, minimizing the risk of unauthorized access or data breaches. Hackers use various methods and techniques to exploit vulnerabilities in encryption and bypass security measures. Some common methods used by hackers against encryption include: in a brute force attack, hackers try all possible combinations of characters to guess a password or encryption key. This method is effective against weak or short encryption keys and passwords. Similar to brute force attacks, dictionary attacks involve trying a list of commonly used passwords or words from a dictionary to guess the encryption key or password. Hackers use automated tools to quickly cycle through thousands of potential passwords. A dictionary attack is a cybersecurity technique where attackers systematically try a large number of words or phrases from a predefined list, called a dictionary, as potential passwords or encryption keys to gain unauthorized access to systems, accounts, or encrypted data. Using automated tools, hackers iterate through the dictionary, attempting each word or phrase in rapid succession until they find a match. These dictionaries can contain common passwords, phrases, words from literature, or combinations of characters based on known patterns. Dictionary attacks are efficient and relatively quick, especially when targeting accounts with weak or commonly used passwords. To defend against dictionary attacks, organizations and individuals should implement strong password policies, including the use of complex, unique passwords and multi-factor authentication to mitigate the risk of unauthorized access to sensitive information. Cryptanalysis involves analyzing cryptographic algorithms and protocols to find weaknesses or vulnerabilities that can be exploited to decrypt encrypted data. This may involve mathematical analysis, studying patterns in ciphertext, or exploiting flaws in the encryption algorithm. In a man-in-the-middle attack, hackers intercept communication between two parties and secretly alter or eavesdrop on the data being transmitted. This allows them to capture encrypted data and attempt to decrypt it offline. Side-channel attacks exploit physical characteristics of the encryption system, such as power consumption, electromagnetic emissions, or timing variations to extract information about the encryption key or plaintext. Hackers may use social engineering techniques to trick individuals into revealing sensitive information, such as passwords or encryption keys, through phishing emails, phone calls, or other deceptive means. Hackers may exploit vulnerabilities or flaws in the implementation of encryption algorithms or protocols, such as buffer overflows, input validation errors, or insecure key management practices. Buffer overflows occur when a program receives more data than it can handle, leading to memory corruption and potential execution of malicious code. Input validation errors occur when programs fail to properly validate user input, allowing attackers to inject malicious data and execute attacks like SQL injection. Insecure key management practices, such as storing keys in plaintext or using weak keys, make it easier for hackers to gain unauthorized access to encrypted data or decrypt intercepted communications. By addressing these vulnerabilities through proper security measures like input validation, bounds checking, and robust key management practices, organizations can significantly reduce their risk of exploitation by malicious actors. Encryption supports secure data sharing and collaboration among remote teams by encrypting communication channels, file transfers, and collaborative documents with strong encryption algorithms. This ensures that sensitive information remains protected from unauthorized access or interception, even when shared among remote team members using cloud-based collaboration tools or communication platforms. By encrypting data end-to-end with encryption solutions, such as secure messaging apps or file encryption tools, remote teams can collaborate securely while safeguarding confidential information from cyber threats and unauthorized access. Forward secrecy in encryption protocols refers to the property that ensures that past encrypted communications remain secure, even if the encryption keys are compromised in the future. This means that even if an attacker gains access to encryption keys used to secure past communications, They cannot decrypt past messages. Forward secrecy is achieved through the use of ephemeral key exchange protocols, such as Diffie-Hellman key exchange, which generate unique session keys for each communication session, ensuring that compromise of long-term keys does not compromise past communications. The Diffie-Hellman key exchange, also known as Diffie-Hellman key agreement, is a cryptographic protocol used to securely establish a shared secret key between two parties over an insecure communication channel. It was invented by Whitfield Diffie and Martin Hellman in 1976 and is one of the earliest examples of public key cryptography. The Diffie-Hellman key exchange allows two parties, traditionally referred to as Alice and Bob, to generate a shared secret key without directly exchanging the key itself. Instead, they exchange some public information and perform computations based on their private information to arrive at the same shared secret. So imagine you're Alice and you want to send a secret message to your friend Bob, but you're worried about someone snooping on your conversation. That's where the Diffie-Hellman key exchange comes in. Here's how it works. Alice and Bob agree on two numbers, let's call them P and G. These numbers are public, meaning everyone knows them. Now each of them picks their own secret number. Alice has her number and Bob has his. Next, Alice does some math with her secret number and the agreed upon numbers P and G, and she sends the result to Bob. Bob does the same thing with his secret number and sends his result back to Alice. Even though Alice and Bob use different secret numbers, they end up with the same shared secret key. And because of how the math works, it's really hard for anyone listening in to figure out what that key is. So now Alice and Bob have this secret key they can use to encrypt their messages. It's like having a secret code that only they know, and it keeps their communication safe from prying eyes. That's the beauty of the Diffie-Hellman key exchange. It lets two people create a shared secret key over an insecure channel so they can communicate securely without worrying about eavesdroppers. Pretty neat, right? Encryption technologies protect against insider threats and unauthorized access by employees by encrypting sensitive data and implementing access controls and encryption policies. This prevents employees from accessing or tampering with confidential information without proper authorization, ensuring that sensitive data remains protected from insider threats. Encryption solutions such as file encryption, database encryption, and access controls help mitigate the risk of unauthorized access by employees, safeguarding sensitive information from insider threats and data breaches. Encryption plays a crucial role in securing data stored on mobile applications and devices by encrypting data at rest on device storage and encrypting data transmissions over wireless networks. This ensures that sensitive information remains protected from unauthorized access or interception, even if mobile devices are lost, stolen, or compromised. By encrypting data with strong encryption algorithms and implementing secure authentication mechanisms, mobile applications and devices help safeguard user privacy and protect against cyber threats and data breaches. Encryption impacts digital rights management and content protection by encrypting digital content such as movies, music, ebooks, and software to prevent unauthorized copying, distribution, or access. Digital rights management technologies use encryption to protect copyrighted content from piracy and unauthorized use, ensuring that only authorized users can access or consume digital media. Encryption solutions help content creators, publishers, and distributors protect their intellectual property rights and monetize digital content while preventing unauthorized redistribution or piracy. In the world of encryption, imagine your data as a vault protected by a complex lock. Encryption scrambles the information, and the key is the only way to unlock it. But there's a twist. Backdoors. These are like hidden entrances created intentionally or by accident that bypass the main lock. While some, like law enforcement, believe backdoors are necessary for investigations, they raise security concerns. Hackers could exploit them, making your data vulnerable. This can cause people to lose trust in encryption altogether. The key is finding a balance. Strong encryption algorithms and secure key management are essential. Backdoors, if they exist, should be closely monitored and tightly regulated. It's an ongoing debate, but one thing's clear. Protecting your data requires a multi-layered approach. A man-in-the-middle attack is a type of cybersecurity attack where a malicious actor intercepts and potentially alters communication between two parties without their knowledge. In this attack, the attacker positions themselves between the communicating parties, secretly relaying and sometimes modifying the information exchanged. Imagine you're trying to have a private conversation with your friend, but there's someone sneaky eavesdropping in the middle, listening to everything you say. That's kind of what happens in a man-in-the-middle attack. Here's how it works. You're trying to connect to a website, maybe to log into your bank account or shop online. You type in the website's address and hit enter, expecting to talk directly to the website's server. But here's the catcher. A cybercriminal secretly inserts themselves between you and the website, like a silent eavesdropper intercepting your conversation. Now, normally, when you send information over the internet, it's encrypted, meaning it's scrambled into a secret code that only the intended recipient can decode. But if the attacker can intercept your communication before it's encrypted, they can see everything you're sending in plain text, like reading your messages before you seal them in an envelope. So what can they do with this intercepted information? Well, they could steal your login credentials, your credit card details, or any other sensitive information you're sending. They could even modify the messages you're sending or receiving, leading to all sorts of trouble. Now you might be wondering, how can we protect ourselves from these sneaky attacks? Well, that's where encryption comes in. Encryption is like a secret code that keeps your messages safe from prying eyes. It scrambles your information into gibberish that only the intended recipient can unscramble with a secret key. So next time you're logging into a website or sending sensitive information online, make sure to look for that little padlock icon in your web browser's address bar. That means you're using a secure, encrypted connection, and it's much harder for those sneaky man-in-the-middle attackers to intercept your information. Encryption plays a critical role in securing data in software as service applications by encrypting data transmissions between users' devices and SaaS servers, as well as data stored in cloud-based SaaS platforms. This ensures that sensitive information such as user credentials, financial data, and business records remains protected from unauthorized access or interception, even when accessed from multiple devices or locations. Encryption solutions help SaaS providers maintain the confidentiality and integrity of customer data, build trust with users, and comply with data protection regulations. Encryption contributes to securing data stored in distributed ledger technologies, such as blockchain by encrypting transaction data, cryptographic keys, and digital signatures used to validate transactions and secure blockchain networks. This ensures the confidentiality and integrity of blockchain transactions, preventing unauthorized access, tampering, or counterfeiting of transaction records. Encryption technologies such as public key cryptography and digital signatures help protect the immutability and trustworthiness of blockchain-based systems, ensuring the integrity of digital assets and transactions. Now think of public and private keys as a kind of digital lock and key system. Let's start with the public key. Imagine you have a special padlock that you want everyone to use to send you secret messages. That padlock is your public key. Anyone can use it to lock up their message, but only you have the key to unlock it. Now, on the other hand, your private key is like the secret key that only you have. It's like the key to that padlock we talked about earlier. With your private key, you can unlock any message that was locked with your public key. So here's how it works. If someone wants to send you a secret message, they use your public key to lock up their message. Once it's locked, even they can't unlock it anymore. Only you with your private key can unlock and read that message. It's like sending a letter in a locked box. Anyone can lock the box with your padlock, the public key, but only you have the key, private key, to open it. And the beauty of this system is that even though your public key is out there for everyone to use, nobody can reverse engineer it to figure out your private key. They can lock messages with your public key, but only you can unlock them with your private key. So next time you're sending a secret message online or encrypting sensitive data, remember the magic of public and private keys. They're like the lock-in key that keep your digital world safe and secure. In the context of edge computing, encryption presents both challenges and opportunities. While encryption helps protect sensitive data transmitted between edge devices and centralized servers, it can also introduce latency and performance overhead, particularly in resource-constrained edge environments. However, advancements in lightweight encryption algorithms and hardware-accelerated encryption technologies present opportunities to implement robust encryption solutions in edge computing environments, ensuring the security and privacy of edge data without compromising performance. Encryption technologies address the security risk associated with Internet of Things devices by encrypting data transmissions between IoT devices, gateways, and cloud-based IoT platforms. Post-quantum cryptography refers to cryptographic algorithms and protocols designed to resist attacks by quantum computers, which have the potential to break traditional encryption algorithms, such as RSA and ECC, using quantum algorithms like Shor's algorithm. Post-quantum cryptography research focuses on developing quantum-resistant encryption algorithms, such as lattice-based cryptography, hash-based cryptography, and code-based cryptography to future-proof encryption against quantum computing threats. Post-quantum cryptography is relevant for securing sensitive information and critical infrastructure against emerging quantum computing threats. Encryption solutions support secure data sharing and collaboration in the education sector by encrypting student records, research data, and educational materials transmitted between educational institutions, students, and faculty members. This ensures that confidential academic information remains protected from unauthorized access or interception, safeguarding student privacy and academic integrity. In encryption, a hash function is a mathematical algorithm that takes an input and produces a fixed-size string of characters, which is typically a hexadecimal number. This output is called a hash value or hash code. Hash functions are designed to be one-way functions, meaning it's computationally infeasible to reverse the process and obtain the original input from the hash value. Imagine you have a magical machine that takes any message you give it, whether it's a word, a sentence, or even a whole book, and crunches it down into a unique secret code. That's basically what a hash function does in the world of encryption. Now, this secret code or hash value is like a digital fingerprint of the original message. It's a fixed-size string of characters that's unique to that specific message. Even a tiny change in the original message will produce a completely different hash value. One really important thing to know about hash functions is that they're a one-way street. Once you've got the hash value, there's no going back to the original message. It's like taking a picture of a cake. You can't turn the picture back into the cake. So why do we use hash functions in encryption? Well, they're super handy for a bunch of things. Instead of storing your passwords in plain text, which is risky if someone hacks into a database, websites often store them as hash values. So when you log in, the system hashes the password you provide and checks it against the stored hash value. This keeps your password safe, even if the database gets compromised. Hash functions help us make sure our data hasn't been tampered with. Imagine sending a really important file over the internet. Before you send it, you can hash the file to get its unique fingerprint. Then, when the recipient gets the file, they can hash it again and compare the hash values. If the values match, it means the file hasn't been altered in transit. Hash functions are also used in digital signatures to verify the authenticity of documents or messages. By hashing a document and then encrypting the hash value with a private key, the sender can create a digital signature. The recipient can then use the sender's public key to decrypt the signature, hash the original document themselves, and compare the hash values. If they match, it proves that the document hasn't been altered and came from the sender. VPN encryption helps preserve user privacy, anonymity, and security while accessing remote resources or browsing the internet, safeguarding sensitive data from cyber threats and surveillance. A timing attack is a type of side-channel attack in cybersecurity, where an attacker attempts to deduce sensitive information, such as cryptographic keys or passwords, by analysing variations in the time it takes for a system to perform certain operations. These variations can reveal subtle differences in processing time that may leak information about the underlying data being processed. So imagine you're trying to unlock a door with a keypad. Each time you press a button, the door's system checks whether the entered code is correct. Now, let's say the system takes a little longer to respond when you enter a correct digit compared to an incorrect one. That tiny delay might seem insignificant, but to a savvy hacker, it's a potential goldmine of information. That's essentially what a timing attack exploits. Subtle variations in processing time. The attacker carefully observes the time it takes for the system to respond to different inputs or operations. They might send multiple requests or inputs and measure the time it takes for each response. By analysing these response times, the attacker looks for patterns or deviations that could reveal valuable information. For example, they might notice that the system takes slightly longer to respond when a correct password character is entered compared to an incorrect one. Armed with this knowledge, the attacker can infer information about the system's internal state, such as the correctness of individual password characters or cryptographic keys. Over time, they can piece together the entire password or key through a process of elimination. Timing attacks can be particularly potent against systems that perform comparisons or cryptographic operations in a way that leaks information through timing variations. Even a difference of a few milliseconds in response time can be enough for an attacker to exploit. To defend against timing attacks, developers can employ techniques such as constant time algorithms, which ensure that the execution time of operations remains consistent regardless of the input. Additionally, implementing rate-limiting mechanisms and using secure cryptographic primitives can help mitigate the risk of timing attacks. This ensures the confidentiality, integrity, and availability of energy data and grid operations, protecting against cyber threats, data breaches, and unauthorized access to critical infrastructure. Encryption solutions help smart grid operators build secure and resilient energy infrastructure, ensuring the reliability and security of energy services. HMEC stands for Hash-Based Message Authentication Code. It is a cryptographic technique used to verify the integrity and authenticity of a message or data transmission. HMAC is commonly used in various security protocols and applications, including network communication, digital signatures, and authentication mechanisms. Encryption technologies address the challenges of securing data in autonomous vehicles and connected cars by encrypting vehicle-to-vehicle communications, vehicle-to-infrastructure communications, and data transmissions between in-vehicle systems and cloud-based services. Cryptography is the practice and study of techniques for securing communication and information by converting it into a form that is unintelligible to unauthorized parties, known as ciphertext, and then back into its original readable format, known as plaintext, only by those who possess the appropriate decryption key. It encompasses a wide range of methods and algorithms designed to ensure the confidentiality, integrity, and authenticity of data in various contexts, including computer networks, electronic transactions, and information storage. Cryptography plays a crucial role in modern cybersecurity, enabling secure communication, data protection, authentication, and digital signatures. It involves various cryptographic primitives, such as encryption algorithms, hashing functions, digital signatures, and key management protocols, which are used to achieve different security objectives and protect against various types of attacks, including eavesdropping, tampering, and impersonation. Wi-Fi encryption is a crucial aspect of wireless communication, ensuring that data transmitted over Wi-Fi networks remains confidential and secure. The two main encryption protocols used in Wi-Fi networks are WEP or Wired Equivalent Privacy and Wi-Fi Protected Access. WEP was the first encryption protocol introduced for Wi-Fi networks. It uses a shared key to encrypt data transmitted between devices. The encryption key can be either 64 bits or 128 bits long, and it is shared among all devices connected to the Wi-Fi network. WEP encrypts data using the RC4 encryption algorithm, which generates a stream of pseudorandom bits based on the encryption key. However, WEP has several weaknesses, including vulnerability to various cryptographic attacks, such as the Fleur-Manton-Shamir attack and the Chop-Chop attack. These vulnerabilities led to the deprecation of WEP in favour of more secure encryption protocols. Wi-Fi Protected Access and Wi-Fi Protected Access 2 are successor protocols to WEP, offering improved security features and stronger encryption. Wi-Fi Protected Access employs Temporal Key Integrity Protocol for encryption, which dynamically generates unique encryption keys for each data packet transmitted over the network. This prevents the reuse of keys and enhances security. Wi-Fi Protected Access 2, which is the current standard for Wi-Fi encryption, introduces Advanced Encryption Standard Encryption, which provides stronger security compared to Temporal Key Integrity Protocol. Wi-Fi Protected Access 2 also supports additional security features, such as authentication through the use of pre-shared keys or enterprise-level authentication using an authentication server. Wi-Fi Protected Access 2 addresses many of the vulnerabilities present in WEP, making it significantly more secure against cryptographic attacks. Wi-Fi encryption protocols such as WEP, Wi-Fi Protected Access 2 play a crucial role in securing wireless communication by encrypting data transmitted over Wi-Fi networks. While older protocols like WEP have been deprecated due to security vulnerabilities, newer protocols like Wi-Fi Protected Access 2 offer robust encryption and security features to protect against unauthorized access and eavesdropping. Hardware-based encryption involves using dedicated cryptographic hardware components, such as encryption processors or hardware security modules, to perform encryption and decryption operations. Unlike software-based encryption, which relies on the computer's main processor to execute encryption algorithms, hardware-based encryption offloads cryptographic processing to specialized hardware, providing higher performance, lower latency, and improved security. Encryption key management practices, such as key rotation, key expiration, and key revocation, should also be implemented to securely manage encryption keys used to encrypt and decrypt sensitive data in cloud-based environments. Differential privacy is a privacy-enhancing technique that anonymizes and protects sensitive data by adding noise or randomization to query responses and statistical analyses, thereby preserving privacy while still allowing useful insights to be derived from the data. Differential privacy ensures that individual records remain indistinguishable and anonymized, protecting user privacy and confidentiality while enabling data analysis and research in privacy-sensitive applications such as healthcare, finance, and social sciences. Implementing hash functions and cryptographic algorithms in a website involves integrating them into the website's codebase to secure sensitive data, authenticate users, and protect against various types of attacks. Here's a step-by-step guide on how developers can apply hash functions and algorithms in their website. Choose the right algorithms. Research and select appropriate hash functions and cryptographic algorithms based on the specific security requirements of your website. Password hashing hash passwords using a secure hashing algorithm before storing them in the database. Use a salt which is randomly generated value along with the password to prevent rainbow table attacks. Consider using a key derivation function, which are specifically designed for password hashing and provide additional security features. Secure data transmission. Encrypt sensitive data such as user credentials, payment information, and personal details during transmission over the network. Implement transport layer security or its predecessor, secure sockets layer, to encrypt data transmitted between the web server and clients using HTTPS protocol. Another interesting feature is how quantum computers are shaking up the security landscape. So what's the deal with quantum computers and encryption? Well, quantum computers have this incredible ability to solve complex mathematical problems at lightning speed compared to traditional computers. This poses a significant threat to certain encryption methods. You see, many encryption algorithms rely on the difficulty of factoring large numbers into their prime components. This complexity is what keeps our data safe from prying eyes. However, quantum computers, with their nifty algorithms like Shor's algorithm, can breeze through these calculations much faster than classical computers. This means they can break the encryption and gain unauthorized access to our sensitive information. One of the encryption methods particularly at risk is RSA encryption, which is widely used in secure communication channels like HTTPS and digital signatures, as well as some cryptocurrencies. But hold on a moment. While quantum computers sound like they're straight out of science fiction, they're still in the early stages of development. So the threat they pose to encryption is more of a future concern than an immediate one. Cryptography researchers are already on the case though. They're actively working on post-quantum cryptography algorithms that can withstand attacks from quantum computers. These new algorithms are expected to replace vulnerable encryption methods in the future, ensuring our data stays secure in the quantum era. But hey, every challenge presents an opportunity, right? The transition to these new PQC algorithms isn't just about patching up vulnerabilities. It's a chance to bolster the overall security of our digital infrastructure. Plus, research into quantum-resistant encryption methods is a burgeoning field with enormous potential to safeguard our sensitive information. While quantum computers pose a challenge to current encryption methods, it's not time to panic just yet. With the development of PQC algorithms and ongoing research efforts, we can ensure the long-term security of our data in the quantum age. Quantum key distribution is a secure communication method that uses principles of quantum mechanics to establish a shared encryption key between two parties, typically referred to as Alice and Bob, while ensuring the security of the key against interception or eavesdropping. QKD relies on the principles of quantum mechanics, such as the Heisenberg uncertainty principle and the no-cloning theorem, to achieve its security guarantees. Here's a brief explanation of key distribution. Quantum key distribution is a cutting-edge method for establishing secure communication channels between two parties, usually referred to as Alice and Bob. Unlike traditional encryption methods, QKD relies on the unique properties of quantum mechanics to generate and distribute encryption keys securely by sending quantum states of particles, such as photons, over a communication channel. Alice and Bob can exchange information in a way that detects any attempt by an eavesdropper, referred to as Eve, to intercept the communication. This is possible because any attempt by Eve to measure or observe the quantum states will inevitably disturb them, leaving a detectable trace. Through a process of quantum measurement and classical communication, Alice and Bob can verify the security of their shared key and use it to encrypt and decrypt their messages. Quantum key distribution offers unparalleled security guarantees, making it a promising technology for future secure communication networks. As we conclude today's exploration of encryption, we hope you've gained valuable insights into the essential role it plays in protecting our digital lives. Don't forget to subscribe to Loops and Loops for more captivating content on encryption, cybersecurity, and emerging technologies. Let's continue to loop in new knowledge, innovate with secure communication methods, and shape a future where privacy and security are paramount. Until next time, keep those loops tight, keep exploring, and keep encrypting.